Hey guys, how's it going? We are back and welcome to the 20th episode. That is 2 decades, or whatever I guess you would call it, worth of episodes in my Ironman adventure. There's actually a lot of stuff that's going to happen in this episode, and it sets up for a ton of stuff in episode 21, which should be coming pretty darn quick here because, well, you'll see towards the end of the video. Right now, as you can see, I'm just kind of wandering around the woodcutting guild. I did unlock that pretty darn recently at the end of the last episode, pardon. So I figured I would come in here because I did want to train my fletching a little bit. Now, something I've talked about previously is that I want to get my fletching up so that I can make a magic short bow. I don't actually know, but I believe there are other ways to get the magic short bow, I think through clue scrolls and stuff like that. But I kind of decided I wanted to do it on my own because, I don't know, it's a nice little goal, and fletching is a very easy AFK skill to train, especially when you're an Ironman and you have to do all the wood cutting yourself. It's time consuming, but it's certainly rewarding. And so yeah, I was going to end up spending a lot of time with the wood cutting guild, but I figured I would show it off for you guys who haven't seen it yet so far. And as you were seeing here, I did actually change my gender, and for those of you guys who are familiar with Recruitment Drive, you will of course know why I'm doing this. The quest that I am about to do, the aforementioned Recruitment Drive, you have to be a woman to be able to complete it. So I went and did that, wasted 3,000 coins, you know, as you do. There is going to be a fair bit of questing in this episode, but there is actually an end goal to these quests. They kind of follow a linear path. So before we get to the end of the episode, try to figure out if you can tell where it's going towards. Of course, it'll be easier to find out as the video goes later on because we will be towards the end of that path that I mentioned. But Recruitment Drive is kind of the beginning of what I was working towards. Actually, the main reason I did Recruitment Drive, honestly, it is of course part of this path I was mentioning previously, but it's a lot of that's the 1000 Herblore XP. I was really trying to push for, I believe it's 33 Herblore that's needed for Prayer Restore Potions, something like that, and Recruitment Drive was one of the few quests that gives a decent, I mean 1000 is not over the top, but it's a pretty decent amount of Herblore XP. I then went and did the dig site quest and got 2,000 more XP, and as you can see that bumped me up to level 31. That clip you saw right there was actually from a stream. If you aren't aware, I do stream on twitch.tv. The link in that will of course be in the description down below. Yeah, we have a pretty darn good time. We had about 10 people in last time I streamed, and I'm hoping to do it a fair bit more coming up here. As you can see, I did come and try to do a little bit of a farming run, but as you're going to be witnessing here, it didn't go particularly well. I think I had all of my herbs dead, so I don't really know how to remedy that. I don't have any way to make super compost that I'm aware of. My preferred way to do that in RS3 is just through watermelons, but, you know, kind of hard to get watermelons when your farming level is 30 or whatever mine is. I know there is a spell to automatically fertilize crops with super compost though in the lunar spellbook. I believe it requires somewhere between 70 and 80 magic. I believe it's towards the 80 end of that spectrum. But I do want to, of course, get my magic up quite a bit. It's currently one of my higher stats, sitting at 59. So I'll probably be pushing to get that to 60 soon, and then push that even further up to whatever that spell would be needing a magic level for, because I do want to do lunars. It's especially useful for Ironman. There's a lot of useful, you know, resource magic spells in there, and as you just saw right there, I got a little bit of rune crafting, and I also got the Law Talisman, which is something that I'm going to have to use soon, but I don't really want to because I'm like 10 levels away from it, and rune crafting is incredibly slow. I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong, it's just very time consuming and it's not very rewarding. I don't actually remember what quest I was doing. Oh yeah, I had to go get the goat weed, and it took absolutely forever, but I got 11,000 Herblore XP, and that, ladies and gentlemen, would put me on 36 Herblore, and that puts me in touching distance of the fabled 38 Herblore that I would need. I did remember what the level was. It's not 33, it is 38. It would put me within 2 levels of that 38 Herblore. And the one quest I decided to go to for it, what is it? Shades of Morton, that's what it is. all these quests that I don't even think I've done on my main, honestly. As I've talked about previously, I'm not particularly interested in questing, but I had to do it for the Ironman, so I decided to do it. But, another hint, what else is Shades of Morton useful for? I'm sure some of you are starting to figure it out, what I'm going for. But yeah, this is really something that I had to do just to get the Herblore level so that I could get the prayer potions. Another hint in there, why would I want prayer potions? But yeah, this quest actually took a bit long, especially building that little hutch thing. I could not for the life of me figure it out. And I had to do 2 attempts of lighting this log because the first time I didn't get what I was supposed to get, and I finally got it the second time, so that's good. As you can see right there, I just got coins. I didn't get the key or whatever it was that I needed. But I did manage to eventually get there. It was kind of annoying that I didn't get the first time, but you know, these things happen, especially in RuneScape. One other thing I've been thinking of previously, or recently I should say, is along that same line of improving my magic levels, is getting a Mystic Robe set. You can buy the Mystic Robes, it's only the blue and white ones. I prefer the gold and white ones, but you can get the blue and white ones for, I think it's 150k from the Mage Guild, I think, and you need 65 magic or something like that, so I would have to train that up a little bit. But that's something I'm certainly going to be going for, as I also want to get 55 Slayer it is? Yeah, 55 Slayer to get the Slayer Dart spell, which is something that is, again, very useful for what I'm going for. Have you figured it out yet? So yeah, those things will kind of go hand in hand, because as I train Slayer, I'm going to be using a little bit of magic whenever the things I'm fighting are weak to it, of course. And actually, as you can see here, I got a clue in a bottle, and I believe it was actually one of the I think it's my first hard clue. So I came out into the desert, and you can see here, I'm fighting this Saradominus mage, and I don't know what to pray against it. It hits a 24 on, or a 14 on me right there, as you can see, and I'm just shitting the bed because I don't know what to defend against, and I'm defending against mage, defending against all these sorts of things. I don't realize that it's just changing styles on me, basically, and as you can see here, I actually die. Oh, well, I guess you're not gonna see it anytime now. Come on, there we go. I did get KO'd by that Saradomin mage. It's been a while since I've died, especially on this account. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I did come back out here, though, and got a little bit of a lesson that time, and I realized what I needed to do. I needed to have armor on so I could protect against melee without having to use a protect spell, and then protect against mage, the actual prayer, so that I would be able to have a pretty stacked defense against this guy. And it was pretty straightforward from there, because he just kept trying to come at me with a dagger. I'm wearing full rune. It's not really gonna end well for him. But I guess I can kind of spoil it for you right here. I'm going for Barrows. That is actually going to be in the next episode. We got all the stuff we need. We have all the teleports. I was initially just going to teleport back to Lummy.
What the fuck's a Lummy?
Every time that I needed to recharge my prayer, but I've got some better systems in hand now, so you can kind of expect in the next episode to see some Barrows. If you guys have any tips for me or anything like that, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. I'm going to end it here. I have a little bit more that I'd like to talk about. Maybe I'll put that in an RTT later this week. But yeah, video's over now. I should probably get going. Thanks guys for watching, and we will be back.